we're now getting to the debrief discussion, where tonight we're talking about single parenting and early pregnancy. To help us talk about this topic tonight, we have evangelist Mutinda Charles, who is a founder and relationship coach of Love Train Family. Tonight we seek to understand what challenges do single parents face, and most of the times when we talk about single parenting, we focus on the women, but tonight we try to also understand what are some of the challenges that single dads go through as they try to bring up their children by themselves. We also try to see how do we try to end the isolation or the stereotype that comes with people who have found themselves being single parents. Talk to us across our social media platforms, that is at Y254 channel, and also reach me at Patricia Morioki. Welcome, Charles, to our interview tonight. I hope that you're well.
Yeah, thank you.
So as we start off, I'd first like to ask, give us a brief background on what Love Train is all about.
Thank you so much, Patricia.
You're welcome.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
One of the things that the society has tried to look at is the neglection of the single parents. And to be specific, just as I said, the single dads and the single moms. And I've seen a trend in the society whereby you find a very good wedding, very energetic, very costly. We go, we dance, we celebrate.
Yeah.
6 months down the line, even sometimes you don't even get the 6 months, you had so and so, they broke up. So you start looking and asking yourself, what is this that is not happening? You find by the time even they are breaking up, maybe there was a kid involved, and at the end of the day, the kid now lives with the mother or with the father. And to make it even worse, the church, the people of the faith, the people who are born again, the people who are going to heaven, are leading in this trend, failed marriages. So you find I was in a position to ask myself, what can I do? Because we need this one we need an action plan. We need to be available. If only we can help these people first focus with their foundation. Because the moment the foundation is wrong, when you're getting to marriage, then everything will definitely fail.
Okay.
So that is one of the things that has contributed. The other thing is you find that I like girl empowerment. It's good, it's strong. But you find that as much as the girl empowerment is happening, the boy child empowerment is not taking place.
Okay.
So you find when these young people are getting into marriage or they're having a relationship, when a kid comes, they get confused and they run out, they just abscond their responsibility. You end up finding there's a single dad and a single mom.
Okay.
They are very young at age and there's nothing you can do. Okay. So I got this passion to just raise up, try to come up and engage them. Try also to see those who are in challenged situations, how can you help them? Because when if you are bringing up a kid and you are a single parent, there must be a way to make sure this kid is getting the attention and all the resources are needed.
Okay.
So that's what we do at Love Train.
Okay. So when you talk about, I understand that you have a program that gets to focus on single parents and early pregnancies. What are some of the things that you hope to achieve, and how do you engage these single parents?
I'll start by an example of last weekend. We were engaged in a program in Nakuru. We were visiting a group of young ladies aged 12 and 17. You find they are in the deep end. They are the place where they come from. It's a place where Changa is brewed. It's a place where there's violence. It's a place where there is no hope when you look physically. So you find these young parents, they are so young at their age. Somebody is having a kid at age 14. The parents are not responsible. So you find they are in a also confused state at that age. So what we are doing with these young people, we are supporting them to know some basic skills like crocheting. You see, these are people who have not gone to school. Yeah. Or some of they dropped off because of the pregnancy. And you find you have to engage them and help them to learn some few things that can help them to grow. So like they also like you teach them tailoring. So as they are growing up, one, they have some mentors who are standing with them. Okay. The other thing also we try to look and see how we can support them. These young girls, they could not even afford to have things like panties, underwears, pads. And one of the things, I can say, which stood out, they are used to getting panties. But around this time we decided let's give them bras. And I'm telling you,
Wow.
a kid of about 13 years, she's just developing, and she has a new bra. It was lively in there. So what we are trying to do is, what we realize, what are their needs, and how can we reach out to make sure that we are helping them to grow. We are helping them to see it is not the end of life. There is hope. And there is stability for them, because one of the things you do as you mentor them is to be present and share your life, share with them what are the things. Like me, I was once a street boy. I have lived and survived in the streets. I know how hard it is. They are not in the streets.
Okay.
Yes, they have parents, some of them single, or some of them have not even, they just live with their relatives. But the kind of life they live, they need to be given hope.
Okay.
That you could have gone through the worst, but yet achieve in life. So that's how we do it.
Okay. I like the fact that you've talked about giving them bras.
Yes.
Because I'd say I've been involved in charity events before.
Yes.
And most of the times we think about the pants.
Yes.
We don't really think about the bras.
Yeah.
So we take a very short break on Y254. But when we come back, we dive in more on this topic tonight. Please don't go too far away. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Y254.
Thank you for staying with us on Y254 Updates. And tonight on the debrief, if you're just joining us, we're talking about single parenting and early pregnancy. Talk to us across our social media platforms. That is at Y254 channel. You can also reach me at Patricia Mariuki. Now, I'd like us to talk about challenges that are faced by single parents. We know that most of the times single mothers are the ones who speak out and say, I am going through this and this. The child has neglected, the father rather has neglected the child. In your program, and as you continue to interact with single parents in the society, what is one of the challenge probably that you've identified that is faced by single dads that people are not aware of?
One thing that we have seen is the single dads. It's like they don't exist. It's like they are not talked about. Nobody even thinks they are there. I have a friend of mine and he is a single dad, and he took his time to share his story on his Facebook profile, and he wrote it in pieces and in pieces. And when you listen and go through that story, you realize men are suffering. One of the reasons why they are suffering, because they expected by the society, majority, that they should behave strong, they should not cry, they should be able to stand as a man. And you find when somebody has got a passion for the kid, sometimes they tried, like this fellow tried to make the relationship work, it didn't work. So when they reach a place, okay, now I am a single father, I have to take care of this kid, the mother was not there. He took all it took to just raise the kid, and he shared his story, and you could feel the pain, and you could imagine the other men who are going through the same. They never wished. In fact, one of the things that happens for you to be a single parent, in most cases, they never wish to be single parents. That's one thing the society does not understand. And when now this person has already been identified as a single dad, there is that kind of like is a failure. How can such a good man like this have a beautiful, handsome kid like this and be single? So they fight so hard to show the society we are strong. Again, when they also looking for, some of them, you see somebody wants to settle down, there's that like kind of baggage. Sometimes people think it's only women who fear to say they have babies, because
when they're dating
But you find by the time this guy is saying I'm a single dad, I'm raising up my kid, there's that like, what did you do to the mother? So you find they have to fight to explain, and for this other person to start seeing it was not the man, or it was not the lady, and because it's just one-sided, so they fight a lot to define their positions to society. And then the other thing you find that, let me tell you, cooking is easy. Looking for food is difficult. But the moment you are looking for the food and you are cooking, the two things, and you are the one person who is doing, it's not easy, it's hard. So you find that these kids, as they are growing up, probably this man has to raise a standard. He has also to, like, you know, you have to raise a kid in a value, to have some values that it matters. You can be a good husband, a good wife. You find there's a challenge to this man.
Okay.
He has to look for somebody probably who will also raise this kid like a mother. And sometimes they don't get that. You find they are at their 40s, their 50s, they are still single. So that's another thing that the society has forgotten. When these guys, sometimes not that they want, they are still looking for somebody who can fit in the shoes or who can help in the raising up the kids.
Okay.
Finances. One of the things that being a single mother, I think could be one of the, we could look at looking for finances. You know, when you are a mother, you are carrying a baby, there are some good Samaritan can just, you can, okay, as a woman,
it is easy to give the help to,
yes,
and even for a woman to ask
that's
for the
word
help.
I was looking for. But as a man to call someone and say, you know, I have a kid and he doesn't have milk, doesn't have pampers, doesn't have panties, it looks awkward. So you find they also have a challenge in trying to prove to the society and to prove this kid I can provide for them. Okay. And again, distributing their time. One of the things that I say women are blessed with is to be able to multitask. Do this, do that, do that. But a man, when he's feeding the kid,
he can only feed the child.
He doesn't have the feed to feed the kid, watch the news,
do the laundry and all that.
So that's another challenge where you find this man has to fit in.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like us to talk about co-parenting.
Yes.
For single parents out there, we've had cases where the mother or the father, that is now the person who happens to be the single parent,
yes,
is so bitter with what happened in the relationship. Because
yes,
as you've said, most of the times people don't make the choice to be a single parent as much as their people would want that. Probably you've lost your spouse, a relationship did not work out, you got a child and you people were not ready to commit to each other.
Yes.
So how can our parents come together, putting their differences aside and prioritizing the needs of the child, to build an environment or create an environment where this child does not grow up with traumas that are probably going to be noticed later on in life, something that people tend to really give a blind eye to.
Yes, yes.
But we know traumas are there, and sometimes your reaction or your attitude towards something is because probably you lacked your father or your mother, or you were treated in a certain way. So how can parents build healthy environments for their kids even as they're separated?
One of the things is to accept. The moment you have accepted that you are a single father, you are a single mom, and you have to co-work together, the accepting part is what matters most. Because you're able to face this challenge, you're able to come out strong, you're able to put your needs aside to accept that things never worked out. Now I have to re-engineer myself. How do I bring this kid as a co-parent? The other thing that we also look at is I tell ladies when they are dating or when they are outside there, whether dating or not dating, be a proud mom. Be proud that you have a kid. It doesn't matter the relationship between the father and the kid and you. It may be so, it may not be working, but be proud mother, be a proud dad. Because what these kids are looking for, they are looking for people they can stand up for them. They are looking for people who are strong for them. So the moment you are a proud dad, you are a proud mom, you also instill a lot of good things into this kid. The other thing also that we also need to look at, when these fights occur, the kid was not there. They should not be involved. You should not be harboring bitterness because the father is not there or the mother is not there. And sharing this, one of the things I think this is done most by ladies, because you have to venture out and you are disappointed, you talk negatively about the father to this kid. So this kid growing up, he knows all fathers are bad. My dad was a bad dude. You know, he messed up my mom. So you find as they are growing up, they have this negative energy. They have nothing good that comes from men. So they end up the society
resenting men,
just getting out of just in messy situations. The other thing is you have to identify the needs of this kid. As much as you are single and you are co-parenting, what are the needs this kid need? What are the environments that you need to create for them? Because remember, they are interacting with the other kids that are coming from families. And if this kid is not getting some of the things that a kid should get, they may think this is a result because my mom is the only one who takes care of me or my dad who takes care of me. So you need to create an environment that tells this kid, yes, we are co-parenting. Our problems should not create a problem for you. Maybe the other one which I want to add is I've seen, you know, you've seen it in the supermarket, you've seen the shops, in the cars. Baba, Baba. Baba nyamaza baba. Baba si mushika baba. We are babaring our kids so much. To a point
You
that
don't us to baba them now.
you can't afford to baba the kid. And we look at the society and how things are.
But we also mamas, we baba.
Yeah, okay, mama and baba, it's one the same. One thing, as a parent, I don't accept you to call my kid mama and baba. My kid is called Imela, and my
call her
my son
by their name.
is called Jabali. Call them by their names.
Okay.
Because when you call them by their names, when you try to give them identity, they will not grow up confused. You are trying to instill some discipline. Be disciplinarian. That's one of the things I also say in parenting. When it comes to discipline, kindly discipline them with a lot of kindness and a lot of love.
Okay.
That's parenting.
That's a new one. So if you're out there mamaing and babaing, anyway, people have different styles when it comes to parenting.
Yes.
As we wind up, when we talk about early pregnancies, most of the times people have talked about introducing sex education in schools. People have different perceptions about that. What is your take? What role do you think introducing sex education in our schools is going to help us curb? How is it going to help us curb early pregnancies?
Let me say this, and I say it with a very open mind and a very open heart. The church needs to take its place and speak about these things. Because they have the authority, they have the platform, they have to let it be discussed.
Okay.
Because the moment you don't create a platform where we can be able to discuss things that are happening in our society, they will run out.
Okay.
Mr. Google has become a very good friend to many people. So they are starting to Googling for solutions for Mr. Google. While the church needs to take its place and allow this discussion, I believe it's good to discuss. My kid, she's 7 years old. She does not know how to read yet, but she wrote something, and I asked her what is it. She said, I love mom, I love dad. And then what is the other? Then she laughed. She said, if I tell you, you're going to laugh it. And then I was like, okay, tell me. When I grow up, I'll have a kid.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, okay, a kid, yes. So what do we call this? So we had a conversation. So it's good to understand that as the church, we need to understand these things are happening. Let's talk about them. Let's engage the society. Let's go at our level. I like the term, one of the things, I'm an international husband, married to a beautiful Tanzanian lady.
Wow, international husband.
By the name Koku. We are blessed with 2 kids. And one thing I've seen that is, you are doing some counseling, and this man comes and tells you, me, I wanted to have 4 kids, and this lady wants to have 1 kid. So you start to ask yourself, before you got married, what were you discussing during dating? So you find, because there are not these basics, there are no foundations, these early pregnancies, when they take place, this person was not prepared, and nobody took the position to enlighten them. So I believe as the society, especially the church, should take the forefront, allow sex education at different levels, at different stages. Because look at the cartoons. What are the cartoons doing? You'll be amazed the things, the cartoons that are being driven by the Western world. Okay,
let me cut you short and just give you 30 seconds.
Yes.
For a mother and a father out there with a single parent, and they've made the decision to not be part of their child's life, what message do you have for them? 30 seconds as we wind up.
I want to encourage them that being a parent is a gift. There are so many people who are waiting, who are looking for how to raise up at their kids that they don't have the ability. Play your role. Put your differences aside. Create an environment for these kids so that when they grow up, you can be able to rely on them, or they can support you back, because you will need them. That is a requirement. That is the law. It's just a way to make the society better.
Yes. Thank you very much, Evangelist Mutinda, for finding the time to be here with us. I think we're going to schedule for another interview to probably handle more, because I just noticed that you have so much wisdom around parenting and stuff that we will talk about. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. We wish you a very good night, and see you tomorrow same time as we talk about Business Tuesday. My name is Patricia Marioki. Do have yourselves a very good night. Y Mashariki is coming right up.